I want to talk about pop vinyls.
I was going to ask about that one.
Because I have seen some pop vinyl horrors. And firstly, I just want to give, before I give my opinions on pop vinyls, let's go around in a circle. And with Mikey being the last, what are your opinions on pop vinyls? So
you need to describe how the circle is because we're not actually in a circle.
Okay, what? All right.
Discord is the
Around the non-existent circle and all just...
For fuck's sake, it's literally a 50-50. Just one of you tell me what pop vinyls are like. Okay.
My fridge does not have 3 shelves, it has 4.
Oh my god. I swear to God. Okay. So... So for those that you do not know what a pop vinyl is, they're kind of like a bobblehead doll that are like they come in these little boxes that are collectibles.
They're like a figurine.
Yes, they're a figurine. They're collectible, and they look like a bobblehead, right? And they're all of your favorite pop culture content, like Marvel and Harry Potter and The Office, even. They're every kind of popular show or movie or even game or comic will have. Oh.
1 second, I think I'm broken.
Yeah, it just didn't connect to the game.
I can't see anyone. It's like ... for me.
We're
cool.
Also, briefly off topic, but have you looked at the shop? I thought I noticed before that someone was blue, and they were. They've done a Disney Jungle Book.
Oh, Baloo,
collab.
not just blue.
I thought you said blue.
Baloo. They did a Jungle Book collab, and it has the Jungle Dance and King Louie and Baloo and Shere Khan.
Yeah, you gonna get on it? You gonna spend some cash?
Oh, I don't know.
Splash the cash.
All right, can you
She didn't
re-invite
get the
me?
Kraken. What makes you think she's going to get blue?
That was because of the way the Kraken was coloured. But
Wait.
anyway, can you re-invite me?
Yeah.
Blitz, are you saying you can get 2016 Donald Trump
Join party era?
Wow, Finn not invited.
I'm gonna restart.
Can you actually get a Donald Trump pop vinyl?
You can. So I was gonna say you can make your own. I was telling Mikey about this earlier. At the pop vinyl headquarters or whatever, you can make your own pop vinyl of anything that you want.
Are you serious?
They have a machine in which it has you can set the hair color, you can set the skin color, you can add different accessories, you can put on different clothing and whatnot, and then it shows you how it's going to look in the box, and you name it and print it.
I think that's a really dumb business decision because they should want it to be as unique as possible and not let people make stuff. But whatever.
No, but obviously it's for making ones of yourself. They're not going to have.
I know, but still, people could make copyrighted content. They could imitate characters that already exist.
Yeah, but the way the box is set up shows that it's not whatever specialty one because they all have certain style boxes.
Yeah, true. That is ridiculous that there is a Donald Trump. Can you get Biden then?
Yeah, is there an Obama one? I'd have an Obama one.
If it's not politically equal.
I think pop vinyls are crap.
Invite me again.
Mikey, your opinion is last. I want to know what Finn thinks about pop vinyls.
No, I think Mikey's should be after mine because I think I have much more strong opinions on collectibles.
Before yours?
Yeah, sorry, before me.
Okay, Keely, do you want to tell me what you think about pop vinyls?
I think I don't really care. If people want to collect them, it's fine. Cool. Whatever you want to spend your money on.
Okay.
But in saying that, I think it's wasteful.
If you went to a boy's house let's say last night you went on a date. It was really, really
His name is
good.
Mitch.
Yeah, you maybe you went to a nice restaurant, and then after that you went to a cocktail bar, had a great time, and you decided to be a hoe, and you're like, I'm going back to his place. I'm gonna have a really, really good night. And so you go back to his place, and maybe this guy is temporarily living with his parents, and but maybe they're away. So then you go to his place, and he has
Walk past the Michael Jordan poster.
Yeah, and he has a giant collection of, like, let's say 400 pop vinyls.
Jesus Christ.
How do you feel? Does he still get laid?
Well, I just don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
So yes.
But so I can give you a real life, not pop vinyls specifically, but I can give you a real life situation where I was seeing a guy who literally had a room, like a bedroom set up, that had shelving and everything filled with like movie and comic
Memorabilia?
book figurines.
Okay.
Like roof to floor filled with figurines.
Oh my god, you were dating Otaku.
And I was like, if I'm here, you need to close the door. I do not want to see that.
That's impressive as fuck, because well-made comic book statues are way more expensive than like anime figurines.
Yeah, like his
they generally
figurines
cost
are-
like $400.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of money in that room, but I don't need to see it. Thanks so much. I don't need to be reminded that.
Oh my god.
No, your hunter-gatherer instincts didn't kick in there. Like, oh, he's such a solid provider. Look at that. Like, Black Widow statue with her
He's
tits
wasting
hanging out.
$400 on a figurine he's never going to play with.
But playing with it isn't the point.
No.
Playing with the room's the value killing.
But they don't sell them though. This is the problem.
That's the point.
No, hang on, I gotta shut
He's
up.
just going to hold on to a $400 figurine that's going to sit in a room and collect dust when he could have $400 in the bank, is what my brain thinks.
Can I just point out, Rowan, you didn't have to say you have to shut up. You could have just shut up.
No. I needed to tell myself.
You didn't have to mention that
I
Rowan
appreciate it.
Wow, the irony.
Just amusing,
Oh, no.
just funny. Legitimately, like, if he had a room full of it, he's making bank. He must have been well off.
Yeah.
I don't know how like there's lots of stuff in there, but I don't know how like good quality a lot of it is. I didn't go in there and inspect everything. I just saw the
It
shelf.
doesn't really matter. In
that's
Australia, it's ridiculously expensive. Like, the quality doesn't matter as much, and then the higher quality, the way more expensive. But like, if you're in Japan, for example, and you're buying figures, you can get them like a shitty one for like $20. The shitty ones here cost $40, and then like it goes up exponentially. Like, good quality figurines cost like $400.
I think if he has enough to have a room dedicated to it, you'd imagine he cares enough to get like good stuff.
good quality
He's
stuff.
not just
Yeah,
putting,
I think he did.
Okay.
pop vinyls in there.
Did his shelf have LEDs?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
So, Keely, does it matter if it's specifically pop vinyls, though? Like you said, these were like statues, right? Like proper figurines. Does pop vinyls change it?
I don't know. I think I just don't care. I think I would just be like, look, it's a bit weird. You're like a full-grown human. Like, why do you have literal toys on your shelves? But I don't care, really. I don't think it would matter.
I feel so called out right now.
Okay, what if they're
but you're
anime
fully opposite
statues?
direction.
Look over at my shelf covered with figurines.
It's fine. Like, everyone's into their own thing. They're just not my thing.
I think there is a critical mass of pop vinyls that you can have before it gets weird.
I agree, actually. So I was ready to, like, at least the way that you put the topic in the thing, I was ready to argue this. My main opinion on pop vinyls is they're way overpriced for what they were. When they first came out, they were $5 less expensive than they are now, which is ridiculous because the quality has not improved at all.
Recession.
They used to be like about $13 when they came out. Now they're generally closer to like $18, $20. But I think they're overpriced for what they are. I don't really care if people have like a one or two or a few, even like just a few of a thing they like. Like I used to have a few. Then I realized that they're like pretty shit quality. I'm so stuck in these hammers.
Yeah, we were all together, and then I finished like 7th, and none of you finished top half.
Yeah.
I did.
I realized that they're pretty shit quality for what they are. They're way overpriced, but there is actually a point where they scare me. Like I'm generally a lot more accepting of having that stuff. Like I have the top of my bookshelf above my entire shelf that is full of like a disgusting amount of Magic cards has like 3 figurines and then 2 like nano
Back
blocks.
out, exit.
Yeah. No, we passed.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we qualify?
Nope.
Wasn't it the top
Nope.
7?
Nope.
Okay. I backed out anyway. Like I have a few like plushies from Japan on one shelf, and then I have a few plushies people have bought me on my bookshelf behind me, and then I have a few figures on another shelf. But I have seen collections on Instagram, because on Instagram people make videos of their collections of various things, and I saw a video the other day of someone's pop figurines, and they had just an entire bookshelf of like it had to be close to like 100 of them. Of just like they'd have several of the same one, but you can get like specialty ones where it's like a different paint job of this one figurine, and they have like every single character from like a ridiculous, like some sort of series that has a lot of characters, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, like just instead of pop finals, get proper statues like the dude Keely was saying, because they're better quality and you can spend more money to get something that looks nicer rather than having 50 creepy ass bobbleheads fucking staring at you all the time.
That's actually my main problem with pop finals. They are just not.
They don't
cute.
look good. They don't look
They are
good.
not
Like,
aesthetically pleasing.
I don't
There's a reason they
understand.
don't animate these characters like this. There's a reason the characters don't look like this. It's because they are tacky looking. Like,
They're tacky, they're creepy, they all kind of look the same. Like, my opinion is if you're gonna get a pop vinyl, shell out an extra $40 and get a Nendroid of the same thing. It's way better.
yeah,
What?
100%.
A Nendroid.
Good statue maker.
They're a statue maker that makes like a cute chibi style small statue of the same thing, but it looks good. It looks like the character. It's posable to an extent. It usually comes with a few different like face plates and accessories, so you can change its expression and you can change like the things that are with it. Like it'll have a few things from the character that are reminiscent of the character that are with it. So I have like one Nendroid and I got another one that is pre-ordered for my birthday, but they have them of everything: games, movies, TV shows, even like a few people. But they cost like $60 as opposed to like $20, but they just look infinitely better.
Okay, so here's my opinion on pop vinyls.
Slam it down.
If you have more than 4 pop vinyls, my opinion of you as a person goes down.
I think I agree.
I think that's close enough too.
Yeah.
I think I come at it from the opposite side to you, though, Keely. You come at it from the not very aware, but it looks like you're becoming obsessive side. I'm coming from the I'm fully obsessed and realize that if you're going to spend your money on ridiculous amounts of figurines, you may as well buy a figurine that is actually good and not terrible and tacky looking and just weird. It's like someone gave them a pop vinyl for their birthday as a present, and then they just decided that was their personality.
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone who seriously collects pop vinyls is a legitimate fan of the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I've looked at cheap statues every now and then to consider getting of things like from Japan, like the ones that you get in crane machines in Japan are generally way more affordable than like a proper statue. And I'm always just like, it looks so shit. Like, if you actually like the thing, why would you want something that looks like this? And pop vinyls are pretty much the same. It's just like...
Yeah.
I
just
can't...
tacky, mass-produced bullshit.
It's just the same figurine in different colours.
Also, a lot of the ones that I used to have, like, I had a few that I got as, like, presents from people, and, the paint jobs on them aren't right sometimes. Like, it'll go over the lines, which is
That's
just
so bad.
insane.
How, yeah. Like, you'd think they'd have the mass production down to an art at this point.
Yeah, no. It is sometimes slightly off.
Like, the market for pop vinyls is literally people with relatives who need to buy them presents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true,
Know
actually.
they like the character, but they don't know any way to actually get good character goods, so they go into their local EB Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or JB Hi-Fi and ask the attendant, do you have anything like Deadpool related, let's say.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Look at that.
That just made me think
absolutely.
of the money box my dad got me.
Oh. Can you post a picture of that, Finn?
I will after when I get up.
Thank you,
It's
Lauren.
amazing.
I truly have no idea what you're looking at because my stream is so far behind.
It's okay. It's just.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it.
All right. Is it time for my opinion on
Yes.
pop vinyls?
If it's anything other than our opinion, I'm
Well, it's kind of a
disappointed.
combination of all of your opinions, but like taken to another degree. So, I personally think that pop vinyls are the worst products in existence.
What?
I'm serious. Like, I think they are sold as a lie, and people tell themselves lies in order to justify purchasing them, right? Especially collectors, right? Obviously, that's true that, you know, your mum's like, oh, you like Deadpool, don't you? I got you a figurine. Like, that's fine. That's not a big problem. I agree with you that they're aesthetically ugly. I think that I think that mainly a lot of people, the people who do collect them and justify them as some kind of an investment are insane. You are never selling these. No one, it's just like Beanie Babies. They are a
Is that
scam.
a common thing?
Talk about with that, because I've
Well, what-
never met anyone collecting them for anything other than aesthetics. And
Yeah, that's not something I've engaged with either.
Well, it's just people think that they'll be worth more value as a collection rather than just like one thing, right? Like,
I've never heard that. Like, I know people
not
who
with
collect
pop
all of
vinyls.
them because they're obsessed with the...
well, why are they keeping it in the box, right? As well, like it's just to keep it
Because it-
fresh. Like, you.
The box is like just as good looking as the statue, if we're going to be honest about it.
Yeah.
I mean, so what? They're both bad.
It
is
also
what-
keeps it protected and stops it from, like, they
Yeah, but
actually
protected
break
from
really
what,
easily.
right? Like exactly. Like if you wanted
Like,
to use
if you knock
it.
the shelf and they break and they fall,
Okay.
it won't break.
But what? There's not many products out there that like are designed to be kept in the box because they're so fucking crap. Like, what do you mean? That's not a good item? Like, what?
Yeah.
True. I mean, I don't think most people are buying pop vinyls because they're going to go up in value one day. I don't think that is the sentiment
I'm not seeing
behind
anyone
pop
keeping
vinyls.
them in their boxes.
I'm not saying that they are all doing that. I'm saying that on top of everything you've just said, I could rehash everything you've just said, but that'd be boring, right? Like,
Yeah.
like all of the stuff that you've already said is the main reasons for not liking them, right? Like, they don't look good. They're kind of a bit, I mean, like, they're just cringe for me personally. I think they're a complete waste of money, but then they don't even have the upside of being an investment, right? Like, that actually would be the thing that counteracts everything. If you could one day potentially sell them like Pokemon cards or
Don't associate Pokemon cards with pop vinyls.
well, I'm not.
Associate Pokemon cards with
Like
money.
Beanie Babies.
Well, Beanie Babies are similar to pop vinyls. They really are. Like,
Except
But-
people explicitly bought Beanie Babies thinking they were
Yes,
investments,
yes,
whereas I
yeah.
don't think that's happening with pop vinyls.
Also, a lot of children just bought them because they were cute.
I had a shit ton of Beanie Babies.
Yeah,
but
same.
even I had one, but I didn't.
So we're
I
just
thought
saying
it
you're
wasn't
a
for like
millionaire.
money reasons. Hey,
Yeah, same.
You're
I
a
still think
millionaire
I
now, right?
have a few in a box.
no,
that my
don't
parents
have them
sent me.
anymore.
I think mine are probably still in the box of stuff my parents sent me. Like, there's like 5 of them or something that are
I
all there because they were aesthetic.
very
Oh,
much
dead.
disagree with that take, Amorian.
What's Maureen's take?
He said that it's like the good odd sign in the background.
Lol. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, do you think that? Oh, I'm dead. Do you think that they are cringe because of the way they look, or because it's collecting so many statues of something is cringe?
I think both. I think actually.
See, I think that's a bad take in regards to collecting a lot of statues of something is cringe, because I think that it's not any different to people that have like a bunch of football memorabilia and flags and
I
stuff.
find that cringy anyway. So.
I find that a bit cringy too. I think
People who own multiple soccer jerseys.
I want to wear them. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's different.
You actually almost utilize them.
No, I don't think wearing them matters. Like, having your shelf, I don't think it makes a difference.
It's a
Because, like,
practical use. What do you mean? It's
yeah,
covering
so
my clothes, my
why
body.
is looking at something that you have on display and it bringing you joy to look at it and see it looking up there and cute not a practical use?
It isn't.
I'm
It
on
just-
Finn's side now.
It's,
Why is,
it's
like-
not
I
a
agree.
practical use?
Yes, it is.
What's the practical use?
That it brings you joy.
All right, squad.
But isn't that just
It's
an
formal.
emotional use?
I don't think that's a practical use.
But it
Practical's
is.
not the right word.
Well, that's
There
what
is
we're
there is
arguing,
a-
so it is the right word. What do you mean? Like, well,
Well, I'm saying she used the wrong word to try and describe what she meant, is what I'm trying to say. In that there is a use for it, in that it makes you happy. Much like you could use any other clothing, but you choose to use soccer jersey.
well, I play soccer, so I wear
Yes.
clothes designed for playing sport.
Yes, but you
Wear
wear
them when
it
you're not playing,
Yeah.
which is the
You
problem.
only play soccer 1 day a week.
I don't. I play it 5 days a week. I have a,
Really?
yes. I have a whole bag full of soccer jerseys that like, and it just ends up being easier to just. Like, they get cleaned all the time and I just put them on. But, like, I am playing in
Smell of
soccer
that
jerseys.
bag is burned
Oh,
into
it's
my
horrible.
memory.
Yeah. It's not a nice bag.
Honestly, if you're playing soccer 5 days a week, I rescind my statement. But when I was living there, you were not. And you had the soccer
Yeah,
jerseys
when I was
then.
living in Geelong, and there's like, you can't play soccer 5 days a week in Geelong.
Yeah, no. But the thing is, the point is, you like your soccer jerseys, right?
You owned them and wore them before you were playing
God
5
damn
days
it.
a week because you like them.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Prior to living in Geelong, you were playing soccer more.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I have. There honestly has not been many times in my life since I was. I
wee
can't even.
lad.
I can't even think. Like, even in year 8, I was playing twice a week. And since
Okay,
then,
so you were only wearing soccer jerseys 2 days a week in...
no, I probably didn't have many
At
at
that
all.
point.
Then I was probably just wearing like general sporty gear. We just won. Speaking of soccer.
No, we are God Squad right here.
Thank you,
Or the
Joey
good
of
old squad.
Suburbia.
I think that's a Green Day reference.
Absolutely.
Is it?
Yeah,
That
Jesus
was
of
my
Suburbia.
first- Yeah,
But
100%.
okay. Okay. Do you reckon his name's Joey?
probably.
Probably.
It's a better guess than any other guess I have.
I reckon his
It'd be
name's
real weird
Paul.
if his name was
It's
Steve.
probably Joseph.
Okay, so anyway, like I totally. If you want to say that, like, okay, fine, it's all about like what brings you joy.
Yeah.
That is what it's about, though.
Well, it wasn't. That was like that was the point.
Well, was the point she was making, but you were getting hung up on the word practical, which is why we redefined it.
Yeah.
So
Come-
she's saying that there is value to the person who buys them.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think most people are buying them for the value of reselling. I think most people are buying them because looking at
They
them
like
makes
them.
them happy.
Those people don't make me happy.
But are they standing?
Why?
So, like, in the context of my friend who had an entire room of statues, are people then going into this room and standing in that room and looking at the statues, and that's what brings them joy? Like, Finn, do you stand in front of your bookshelf and look at your statues and that? Like,
So
do
mine
you
are
spend
in
time
my-
doing that?
Mine are in my eyesight. So if I look up from my computer right now, I can see my, like, Eurocap Nendroid, and it makes me smile.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know about a person that has, like, an entire room. I assume they go and sit in there and, I don't know, hang out.
Just
on
hang out
their
with the
phone,
guys.
or- yeah, like, I don't really know.
Just chilling with the bros.
About like if you have a specific room dedicated to it.
I mean, I don't know if I were to put shelves up in a bedroom in my house and like chuck a bunch of things that bring me joy onto the shelves. I just can't see me going into
But
that
you
room
do.
and spending time
Okay.
in the room.
What about your cactuses?
Why would you?
I was gonna say
why would
you
you do that?
You have that. You have a shelf full of plants.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're coming from there. All right, I'll pay that. But they're in a room that I use anyway.
Yeah, well,
You know
that's
what
what I'm
I
saying.
mean?
Like, I
This is
don't
what-
understand the difference.
If I had a specific room purely for that
Yeah.
reason, I just can't
Look,
see me going in
That's
that room.
intense. That's intense, and I don't get it. But like, I don't think that having a few of them on like a shelf, like I have books on my bookshelf as well, obviously, and then the top shelf is like a few comic
Easy
covers
first.
set out aesthetically that I like, and then I have a few statues in front of some of my books on some of my shelves. And then I have another shelf that's covered with like cookbooks and board games that there's like an Android, 2 nanoblock figures, and then like a statue my sister got me from when she went to Japan. So there's like 4 things on top of it. And they're just like laid out on the top of shelves that I'm using for other things, or in front of the books on my bookshelf, for example. But I have a lot of things like that. Like one of my shelves is got a whole bunch of birthday cards in front of it, or
Yeah.
a few of my other shelves have like plushies that people have gotten me. Like I have the Chester from Don't Starve and the Beefalo from Don't Starve on my bookshelf because my friend got me both of those. And they're just like sitting in front of my books.
Yeah.
Or like I have some tea and some origami on another bookshelf and a little, the ducks from Spirited Away. I have like a plushie that we got from Japan.
Kappa.
A small one of no, they're not kappas. They're ducks.
Okay, my bad. They have the lily
duck
pads on their heads.
spirits. Yeah, they do have the lily pads on their heads, but they're not kappas because kappas are like frogs. In front of my like tea on my shelf with like some candles and stuff. There's just like a small plushie And like looking at those things, they're just like decorative things. Like we don't really have any space to put posters, and I'm not really a big fan of
I think
posters.
it's different when you're like I have. I put pictures and stuff around, and I have a bookshelf, and I have like things that I like on the bookshelf and stuff like that. Like I get that, but they're in rooms that I spend time in.
Yeah.
The thing that the thing that I don't get is people who put them in a room specifically for those things.
Why do you not get that? Because it just sounds logical to me.
I don't get it because I'm just like, but then are you just taking time out of your day to just go and stand in that room and look at those things, or do they just sit in the room and not get looked at? That's what I'm asking. I'm not saying that people don't do that. I'm just asking if that's a thing.
I think that people don't.
Me doing it.
I really think that people don't do it.
I think like if they had a shelf in their lounge room or whatever, I would understand that more. Or like when I had the office ages ago that we used to, in that huge house we used to live in, and I had like shelves then with stuff set up on them.
I can understand it being in a room that you use often. I don't deny, I get it. I get that. Because you're in there and you've got your like things that you like around, and that's great and that's lovely, and it's like you can look around and you're like, oh yeah, I like that figurine, that's really cool, and then you move on with your day. But having an entire room filled with them that's separate to where you would normally spend your time, I just don't understand the thought of going into a room just to look at your figurines and be like, cool, that's done now, move out. Like,
it can literally be like a safe space for them, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the most, like, literal sense of that, and not the internet bastardized version, in that they put all their favorite things in there, and just having that there, knowing that they have this secure space that is only filled with things that they love, can be like a mental boon in a way. Like, that can make them feel better.
Okay.
I guess, if it had maybe like some bean bags or whatever, I would understand it more. Like you could go
but
in
it
there.
But it never does. It's just shelves.
No, yeah, exactly.
Well, because that would ruin the aesthetic.
You can't put couches in front of shelves, because then you wouldn't be able to see the figurines that you're not standing in front of for 15 to 20 minutes each day looking at.
Mine would have bean bags if I could afford more Nendroids, but I don't think I would ever own more than like 20.
So why is that?
Because, I don't know, it just overwhelms me, and I feel like you can't get as much enjoyment the more of them that you have, the less appreciation you have of the ones you do have.
I think that's the thing. I agree with you there, Finn. I think that it's just the shelves were packed. Like, they were 2-3 rows on each shelf kind of thing. Like, there was a lot. And it was just so busy, and I was like, I just don't know whether you could spend time in there looking at each one and really giving each one its money's worth of attention.
Yeah.
Like, there was just so many things, and I get it, and I feel like it's that fleeting, like, like serotonin of, I got this or like figurine that I really love, and then enjoy it for that minuscule time, and then you put it on the shelf, and then that's done, and you've put it on the shelf, and that's it. You've had your enjoyment out of it. You're never going to get that same enjoyment again.
That's what I feel like it is.
People do cocaine, right?
Okay, it's very different.
I think that's hard. I think that's hard as well. I get that. I have some things that like I got at some point that I thought were, oh my god, I'm dead. That I thought were cute or whatever, like small plushies or statues that were cheaper or whatever, and I thought they were cute at the time. And now I'm just like, this is kind of tacky, I don't like it, but it's like, what do I do? Do I throw away this, thing that I spent money on? That seems like wasteful.
I mean, you try and sell it.
But it's
to
so
the point
much
you guys
effort.
were making, you spend the money and you get the serotonin, then it goes in a... But the reason I bring up cocaine is you spend the money on cocaine, you sniff it, you feel good for 5 hours or whatever, and then it's gone. Like, it's the same thing, but the person who collects the statues still has the statue and still has a chance to reuse it, right?
It is an experience, though. I don't know if that's the same. I just don't think that's in the same category as what we're talking about. You're having a 20-minute
why is it
cocaine
different to an
fix.
art piece then?
It's not. Art is the most similar thing that we can be talking about. Art is exactly the most similar to pop vinyls. The problem is that we just spent 4 hours talking about how they're aesthetically ugly. And you want to tell me, like, now they're like...
I still think... No. I think the people who collect them are still dumb and terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. I've not changed my opinion that people who have massive amounts of pop vinyls are probably just people with bad taste. Like, that's still my opinion.
I think
But
anything that when you have a critical
get your
mass of it,
happiness.
it starts to freak me out. Like, I keep seeing on Instagram, since Spike's Family came out, people who have collections now already of like 50 different pieces of like Anya merch.
God.
They'll have like a plushie and a statue and several art pieces, and like they lay them all out on a shelf, and I'm like, that had to cost you like $500+. Are you even going to care about this thing in like a year? Like, it just came out.
It just feels impulsive a lot of the time.
And I think
Yeah.
that's because it is. Like, I think that people...
I think
and
pop
this is
vinyls
what
aren't
it's...
impulsive.
No, I
Yeah.
think they absolutely are. I think people... This is why they're like kind of a scam.
No,
They-
because people spend time building a collection of like 50 of those, waiting for their new character from their series to come out, right? And they all fit together in the way that they're all a pop vinyl.
What?
Okay.
Like, say
You
you
collect
like
all of the pop vinyls
Yeah.
and that is your collection.
exactly. So
rather
say
than
you like
collecting the
Harry
specific-
Potter and you also like Lord of the Rings. You can have your two interests all in the same aesthetic style
yeah.
all together,
Okay,
right?
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they all always will fit together.
So...
It doesn't make them less bad.
Oh no, it doesn't make them less bad, but it means that when
Yeah.
you like are less focused on one interest, you can still have all your Harry Potter ones, and then you can have all your Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or I don't know, Dune, I don't fucking know.
So I posted this picture of a smoke alarm that I serviced the other day. You can see it in the top right.
Where is it? In your stream?
No, yeah, in the stream chat. Yeah, it's just up there in the top right. It's very close to being against regulations.
I do
there's-
not have stream.
There's
open.
nothing else interesting about this image. The smoke alarm is about 30.
Show it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you let me?
I'm trying. It's not. What? Okay.
That is a lot of pop vinyls.
What do you mean? I'm talking about the smoke alarm. It's about 31 centimeters from the wall there.
Holy fucking shit. That person has to be a reseller.
What the hell is going on here?
There's no fucking shot that person is not reselling.
Just looking at white. Okay. Yeah, no, anyway, so
Oh my god.
please stop talking about what else is in the room.
Sorry.
Alarm is the important part here.
No, okay. So
That is very
I
close,
spoke
though.
to the person who owned this smoke alarm, and they said that no, they just like them. Wasn't there for fire safety purposes. They just like these things in their house.
Smoke alarms?
Smoke alarm?
I'm
Oh,
100% not talking about smoke alarms, guys. Come on.
Their smoke alarm collection is also all on shitty IKEA shelves. Like, the least you could do is display them on higher quality.
This is like bordering on mental illness, honestly.
You
That's
know that
insane.
all their money is going into those
That's
pop vinyls and
thousands
not into
of
furniture.
dollars there.
Yeah, this is thousands of dollars.
which is
100%.
why they're on IKEA shelving and not like nice shelving.
No, but like most people who collect like statues, for example, like figurines, will put them on like a shelf, maybe with like a glass front,
Yeah.
maybe with LEDs around them to like display them, not just on not just five fucking
Hang on, someone's at my
1,000 of
door.
them
I'll be back in 1 sec.
on an IKEA shelf. Like, I've seen collections before on bookshelves in people's bedrooms on, like, Instagram, and they have a lot less than that, and I find even that overwhelming, but they're all, like, laid out. Like, they'll have them all unboxed, all standing together, etc. Like...
The person at Rowan's door is
The guy with the sparkle eye.
He is
You
here.
heard him talking shit. His Google alerts.
I heard you were
brought him
talking
to the
shit
stream.
about me. Yeah.
Is there a pop vinyl like costume? Like, can we hire a pop vinyl costume and just turn up at Rowan's house?
Oh my god. With the creepy ass eyes.
Yeah, vinyl costume.
I don't get why
Oh god,
they
this
keep
is
them
cursed.
like all in the boxes.
I
Like,
don't know
all of
people
them are
would
in
do
boxes.
that.
What's the point?
That creeps me out more. Like, I think that's worse.
He's got like 6 Pikachus.
Dude, that's insane.
8 Pikachus.
What are we
Are
looking
they
at?
even...
That's a
Oh, guys.
that's a picture of a pop vinyl Halloween costume
I mean, it's pretty funny.
Oh.
I'm gonna get that up.
that we're definitely not going to turn up.
Oh
with.
my god, that's fucked.
Oh,
I hate it.
why is the mouth like that?
Tell me when we're in, because I'm looking at Nendroids to show what they look
We're
like.
in.
To show why I think
We're
they're
not in.
more.
Oh, sorry. It's
Oh
not.
my god.
We're loading still.
No,
I'll tell you when it's
fly
flyover.
over. But I'm trying to find a character that Rowan would know in Nendroids so that I can show why they look better.
Tohoko! Legend sending us your friends.
Hello!
Thank you, Toho. We appreciate you.
What a chat.
Toho, how do you feel about pop vinyls?
Yes.
Or figurines, or etc.
I love them. I've got
About pop
10,000.
vinyls.
It's actually the photo we was looking at before is actually his house.
Yeah, we make
Yeah.
that new.
I think collectible things are hard because, yeah, like I said, I've got some plushies and stuff that people have bought for me, and some of them I don't care about anymore. But it's like, what do I do with this? Like, do
You
I?
sell it.
But who wants someone's like? I don't think they're worth that much. Even if they were worth $50 or whatever originally, I don't think there's the time and effort in reselling it is necessarily like worth.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna sell for much, you know? Like,
Just get rid of it.
And-
It's better than nothing.
And do you make back the money that you spent on shelving, etc. as well, or do you just make back the money on the pop vinyls? And do you even make back the money? Like, are people going to buy your pop vinyl for the same cost that you spent, like,
no.
on originally? Exactly.
One of the interesting things they argue
Unless it's
with
a rare
this
one.
is when it comes to Nendroids, they actually go up they do actually go up in value.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're better quality, they're going to. But I guess
not just
pop
'cause
vinyls
they're-
typically.
Yeah, not just because they're better quality, but unlike pop vinyls, they are limited run. So some of the older ones, like they all always have a limit into how many they make and how many they sell. And then they have a limited run, and some of them that are really popular, they'll rerun, like maybe 2 or 3 times. But there are some anime series that they've run one time that you just can't get the Nendroid off anymore, and they'll probably never make it again. And the price has gone up so much. Like, there's a certain character from a certain anime that I liked, and out of curiosity, because I'm used to Nendroids costing maybe like $50 to $70 or more if you buy them in Australia. But
You know, you could just say the anime name because we have a lot
Durarara.
of these here. Yeah. Like, Keely and Rowan won't know,
yeah,
but
but I was
everyone else
trying
in
to
chat
make
will.
it for the understanding of like Killian Rowan. Like
Yeah, the
I wanted.
anime I like, Durarara.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I was looking for a Celti one because I think she's cool and I like the style of an android. She's like a headless horseman for reference, except modernized, so she rides a motorbike instead. Instead of a horse.
Reminds me
so
of Dirty Dan.
she's cool. I looked up her Nendroid because
Dirty damn.
in Australia they can cost like maybe like $120, but usually you can, if you buy them at the right place, you can get them for like $60. Her one costs like over $200 to get anywhere now because they printed it once and they're just never gonna redo it, and the anime is not current, so it's never going to be remade or anything.
I respect those kind of collectors. Like, that's good hustle. Like, that's investment. I like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you know that something's going to be owned, like, you know, that's like people who deal in
like
memorabilia. Well, that's how we got onto this. But like people who deal in memorabilia make fucking bank if
Yeah,
they
they
know
really
what they're
do.
doing. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, you know what else I don't understand actually though? So that is kind of similar, but not. It's kind of similar to Pops, but I guess it's closer to like NFTs or art. Did you say Celti is too basic? Celti is not too basic.
Do you reckon Basic Mitch would have a Celti?
Yeah. If he would have
Statue.
anyone, he would have like Aaron, okay?
No, he would have like fucking Misty.
He would have like a vinyl of Aaron or
He would have Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
If he's 23, no, he would have a pop vinyl of like Aaron.
Yeah. I mean, Harley Quinn it might even be too fringe. Like,
Yeah.
God.
No.
a basic Mitch.
I think he would only have Harley Quinn because he thinks Margot Robbie is hot.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Favorite movie, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
He's not the main character.
Specifically that scene in the like nursery where like he
Yeah,
has the
exactly.
nanny cam. Yeah. Same.
Margot Robbie is rarely the main character.
No, we're arguing about Selfie.
Argue with chat. We can't see chat.
Sorry. I want this penguin. I want this penguin. This is all I'm made for in this world.
I got it.
Give it to me.
I'm free.
I'm gonna cry.
Get the
Why am I being
Amoongus.
grabbed? I'm not even close to the guy with the penguin.
But like there's real problem with collecting stuff sometimes because it's like, what if you don't like that thing anymore? I guess is my biggest issue. Like, I had some Game of Thrones things that now it just like pains me to look at.
No, I feel
And
that.
when I now like looking at it, it's just like, oh no, like I don't want this anymore. But like it becomes such a waste of money, you know. But I don't know, like. But oh yeah, what I was gonna say is more on the topic of like close to like NFTs is, you know, blind boxes.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what a blind
yeah.
box? Yeah.
But they're like,
So-
sorry, you tell me what it is.
No, okay. Well, for people who don't know, generally it's like a little boxed figurine, right? That has a lot of options for what you can get. There'll be like one certain. A lot of in Japan they do it in like a gacha kind of way, where it'll be like an anime or whatever, and you can get all the different characters. You don't know what you're gonna get when you buy the box. There is a different style of blind box you can get where it'll be like a certain companies collab with artists.
We are so far
They
behind,
have
by the way.
created their own. Yeah, I don't know how this happened. They've created
Because
their,
like 60% of this time is mine.
their own original. Yeah, I haven't had one penguin and I'm so sad. We're done.
Finn, this is your mode.
I know. They've created their own like original characters, certain companies, and then they'll collab with artists to do like a series of styles of blind box. So they'll do like I need to like, I don't know how to explain this without showing an example. We're out, right? Yeah, we're out.
You've hit exit, right? Like when
Yes,
we fall
I-
off the wall, we are out.
You said I had to wait to collect my rewards.
Wait until the game ends, and then when you fall off the wall, like during that phase, you can exit.
So they have like original characters that look a certain way, and they'll do a run where it's like, this is the animal run, and there'll be all of their characters, their original character with like different little animal costumes on or whatever. And then these blind boxes of this style generally cost closer to like $20 to get, and people collect all of them. But then the insane thing to me is, and I'm gonna bring up chat so I can show some examples. They have these blind box figurines. So one is called like Skull Panda, for example, and she's this odd looking girl where they'll do like a series where it's like the Addams Family series or the City of Night series, which is all like futuristic cyberpunk looking. Then they also do these giant statue versions. So like this is what, oh god, I can hear myself. This is what Skull Panda's like normal ones look like.
Am I showing this on stream? Whoa, what the?
Yeah, you can show this on stream to get what I'm talking about. These are blind boxes that are like the Skull Panda ones. They do these collectible figurines though of these characters, that these original characters that they've made. But the collectible figurines, which are huge, generally cost closer to like $200 to $500.
I don't think I like them. They look creepy.
No, they're weird.
No. Those ones are creepy, but there's like a lot of different characters.
A lot of them are creepy.
Their eyes are just wrong.
They do collabs, and then they cost like this. Here's one. Here's a Skull Panda one that they made that costs $1,800.
Oh my god.
And I don't understand.
Why?
I don't understand. So there's this certain character that they have that's called Molly. And there's a series that they've got of her in a spacesuit. And they've collabed with different artists to slightly differentiate the colors and designs of the spacesuit. So you might recognize the Keith Haring one, the dog that she's got on her spacesuit. But all of these cost like $1,500. And some of them are just different colorways.
I don't understand.
I don't.
What kind of
get it.
material are they made of?
And
They're like
sold
little
out.
plastic figurine things. Like
Probably vinyl
I have,
as well.
yeah, they're little vinyls. Like I have a blind box one of Bean, which was like you might have been there when I got it. It looks like this. It's like a.
By the way, Finn.
Oh yeah, it's just like a supermarket series, and he's all the different. I have like one of the Bean. I have that one actually. That's the one that came in my blind box. Because I think
See, this one's kind of cute. I don't understand the creepy, like...
He's kind of cute, right? But I would never... I have one single one that I bought one time. I don't understand getting all of them, for one, because it costs you like $200 to get the entire set. I also don't understand the ones where it costs like $1,800 to get the statue. Like...
Yeah.
I don't. Look, honestly, this is just...
I just don't understand any of it.
This is too much for me. Like, the I think like one thing that like really kind of freaks me out about like just these pop vinyl people is like, you know how like so Mikey's main issue, and probably Finn's as well, was aesthetically they just don't look very good. They're
mental health.
You could get a better statue that looks cooler and better and made of better stuff by a better artist. Everything about it is just better for like 3 times as much money, and it like, you know, shows that you're a bigger, like a more of a fan anyway, right?
Yeah.
I think like one thing that really going back, like Keely's main point was like money, right? Like it's just a waste of money. What are you going to get?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess to me it is.
That was your first one. Yeah. You were like, why wouldn't you just have $400? Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, just put $400 in a bank and
Well,
like.
I just see a room full of money.
The money's been spent. Poor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, what scares me about like. When you say that image that I uploaded of like that smoke alarm.
Yeah, the smoke alarm.
Yeah. You have like a family, you know, like struggling Like this family didn't look like they were like doing too well. Like, and then you have a room full of.
I think that's a problem with people that happens with a lot of things. Like so when I was in high school,
Oh my god!
I was dating this guy. Sorry to like take away, but this is kind of similar, but it's with something that is more socially accepted, right? So I was dating this guy. His family was not doing well. Like my mum used to make a second lunch for me to take to school for him because sometimes it would be the only thing that he ate that day.
God.
He never ate breakfast. They didn't have, most of the time dinner was like instant ramen. And he never had money for lunch. They sometimes like couldn't pay the bills. The whole time I knew him, since he was like 13, he got a job and all his money went towards like paying for his family. It was just him, his mum, and his younger brother. His mum, like at this time I hated her because she would spend all of her money on designer shoes. She had a ridiculously huge collection of design, like just tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars of designer shoes, despite the fact that they were like struggling to pay for food and didn't have. I just accidentally left.
We'll leave.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, let's leave.
I'm so sorry. I was so used to doing it that I just like did it automatically without thinking about it.
So Toho, this segment is meant to be less kind of interactive with chat. After we're done with the like podcast segment, we'll engage more, but currently
like,
it's just meant to be the content for YouTube, basically.
Like, I think that's something that generally that's looked at as more socially acceptable is something like shoes, right? Or watches. But those, like, she couldn't wear them all. She didn't wear them all. She didn't have anywhere. She wasn't going out or anything.
She couldn't afford to. But I think that comes back to my point about it being like a serotonin boost is you essentially become addicted to that feeling of validation and enjoyment that you get when you buy the new thing that you really like. But then obviously that dies off, so then you go and chase the next boost.
Yeah,
and then the next one and the next one. And so despite you potentially not being able to actually afford to buy those things, that's irrelevant to you because mentally you just need that little boost.
Yeah, and I think it becomes harder because especially in the case of something like pop vinyls as opposed to shoes. You know, shoes you're maybe dumping $500+ on them that could pay your rent and bills and pay for like several grocery shops at this time because this was like a decade and a half ago.
To back you up, Finn, that's probably after pop vinyls, that's probably the second highest collection I see. Like item, I mean.
Really?
Yeah. Like a lot of people have huge shoe collections.
Jesus. Like what I was going to say though is I think
it's like caps too. I've seen like a lot of people have like cap collections and sneakers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What I was going to say though is I think with vinyls,
Mitch has a sneaker collection.
He does.
Mitch definitely does.
He has a sneaker collection, but I understand pop vinyls a little bit more in what you're saying with the serotonin or dopamine hit because it's more, I guess, justifiable at the time to someone because if you have an extra $20 on the way home from work, you buy yourself a new pop vinyl, it feels good, right? But if you have an extra you shouldn't have an extra $500 to be spending on shoes.
But that's kind of how, like, it starts with the $40, but like obviously it escalates, and that's how people end up in so much debt and like credit card debt and things like that. Is because they just become addicted to that boost that they get from buying something that they like and whatever it is.
Just
and
masturbate.
they just go to the
Just
point where
masturbate. You can't get addicted to that.
I don't have any money anymore, but
No,
I've
but
got
at
a
least
credit
it's
card,
free.
so I'll put.
Yeah, she had that problem. She had a lot.
Yeah,
of credit card debt
exactly.
as well. And it was
It's just an addiction thing in the end.
Yeah.
It's just like when it gets to that point, I think that's kind of like terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
The only problem is, at least with a shoe, you can go to a ball and wear it. Like, I know that it's not
she
a very.
couldn't afford to go to a ball, Rowan.
Yeah,
That was
yeah. No, it's dumb. It's dumb.
You can have a cum jar.
What?
oh my god,
Oh my god.
oh my god, that story.
I thought we were.
That story I was
disparaging
telling
masturbation.
you. The story I was telling you about
exactly.
the other day. That people were like, was there a My Little Pony figure in the bottom of it? And the wife was like, no, why would there be?
Hang on, what?
So,
Look, after this
you tell
segment, I will tell you the context.
No,
probably
tell me
after
now.
this.
tell us now.
Okay, well,
after this segment.
do you want to marker this?
Sure,
do you
done,
want this in
done.
the?
I don't
Okay,
know
so-
if I
We
want
put
this.
it in.
You wanted
We
it. So
wanted-
there
I'm
was,
scared.
There was this Reddit thread that I was reading. It was a day I like woke up and just everything at the top of my Reddit was terrible. Anyway, it was about this story about this wife. She was writing a story on like, I don't know, relationship advice or something. And she was talking about how like her sink was having issues. So she was moving stuff in the kitchen, trying to get to the back of the sink and figure out what was wrong. And she found this at the very back of like a cupboard that she never used, like a utility kind of cupboard. She found a jar, and she was like, what the fuck is this jar?
Oh, no.
She opened the jar and realized it was a jar of like a year's worth of cum that her husband had been saving. And she was like, what the actual fuck?
This must be worth
And
millions.
Sell it to IVF.
She threw it away.
No.
She was like, what is this? And threw it away. The husband, and then she confronted him when she got home. She was like, what the fuck was that?
She's getting
When
divorced.
she got home, he had like a meltdown about it, and he was like, what did you do with it? Like, where is it? And she was like, I threw it away. And he was like, what the fuck? That took me so long to save up. Like, how could you throw it away?
I'm actually on
And
his
she
side.
She was like,
At the moment.
she was like, why are you doing this in the first place? Like, what the hell? And he was just like, it's mine. You're not allowed to do that. I put it somewhere where it wasn't like bothering you or anything. And she's like, but this is revolting. Like, what? You can't like keep a jar of cum in our house. And he was like,
It's gross, but he should be able to. Why not?
yeah.
Wow.
And it's like,
Why?
okay, it gets worse. But she was like, but why would you want to? And he's like, because I do. Like, it wasn't bothering you, and like now I have to start again from the start.
Okay.
And went into their fridge and pulled out a jar of pickles and emptied out the jar of pickles and ran away with the jar. And she was
Can we
like,
just pause? Can we just pause?
yeah.
Right. Like, there's still like some things that we can unpack from this. Right. Firstly, like, I think if before we get to the weird reason, which is obviously going to make me look like a fool, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like he has a point.
No.
Oh my
Please.
god, I'm dead.
No.
No, it's gross. But like,
No.
I don't know why he's doing it, but like, assume that he just wanted to see, like, hey, do you reckon I could keep my cum for a year? Right?
No.
Like,
It is a shared space.
I know, but he's trying to make it so it's like not a gross outwards place that people see.
Oh my god. Yeah, but
What's
like,
it like? I don't know. Look, I don't want to say that like people should do this.
It is on the side of the guy who comes in the jar.
Next time we go to Rowan's house, we don't look in the cupboards because there's guaranteed a
I just
jar.
don't think that this is a crime, right? Like, I don't think that this is so bad.
no, look, I don't think it's a crime, but I
Not
think
a
it's
crime.
also revolting, and like that cannot be healthy to have like a year's worth of like that's some
Yeah, it's
bacterial
definitely like
issues
fermenting at that
going
point.
on there. Like that's like a year's worth of old cum in a jar. That's so fucked. Like
It's so fucked.
Like,
Oh my god.
It's just like, I don't like. A part of me is just like a little bit like, I can't believe.
Impressed?
Well, not impressed, but like impressed is the wrong word. But it's like, damn, dude, like that's commitment. Like,
that is a strange amount of commitment. Like,
I really want to know, like, does he collect it in something else and pour it into the jar, or does he leave the jar
my
with him
God.
and
From
pour into
the
the jar
sauce.
directly?
oh no.
Sauce from the
smell
sauce.
would have to be a turn off.
No, but you don't
Like-
smell it. Surely the lid's on.
No, but if you're coming directly
I
into the
don't even
jar,
want
you're
to
gonna
think
smell
about
it.
how that smells.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
apparently
He
it's
has to
wrong.
smell it.
He has to smell it when he takes the lid off to.
Maybe that gets him off. Maybe he likes the smell of it, and that's
I
why.
don't think that's why he does it.
Well, just wait and see.
Oh god, yeah. So the reason I was like horrified by this already, because like surely that's like a health hazard having like a
Yeah.
year's worth of.
Oh, one more
Come.
thing. One more thing before you do tell us the reason.
Yeah.
I think that she should have confronted him before throwing it out.
Why?
No, because
I agree.
she has to know that this took a lot of effort. Like she has to. You can't find a cum jar under the sink and not go, hang on a minute, somebody put a lot of work into this. Why?
This woman eyeballed the jar and went, yeah, that's about a year's worth of cum in there. So
She knew.
she knows.
She knew that was going to piss him off. Like, she
I'm
knew that
sorry,
was going to make him
like-
real upset. And that bit I don't like, because they're supposed to be married, right? Like, she should
Oh
have.
my. Okay. Sorry, if I found a jar with a year's worth of cum
When?
in kitchen cupboards, I would not be like, wow, this has taken Mikey a lot of effort. I
You
would be
should.
like,
Your attitude's
no.
wrong.
Yeah,
That's
like, you
fucked.
should at least have a little bit of that.
I'm sorry.
I might have
do
fucked
not
everything.
respect your right to the years. I may have fucked this. To
I got
your
for it.
year's worth of effort in
God.
saving your cum. I
Oh,
would
no.
not.
Oh my
Right.
god. I just got killed at the end.
People are struggling with the thick bonkers.
It would be valuable to have if there's an underlying mental health issue. Yeah, but you can still toss it. Oh, I don't know. Like,
Well, he's been tossing
Okay.
it. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
Tossing it is not the problem.
tossing it is not the problem. It actually, the actual
It needs to be
reason was-
less tossing, if anything.
Yeah, but then it got a lot worse because like after him running away with his new jar and like her being horrified and not talking for a day, she ended up confronting him again the next day. And the reason that it came out that he was doing this was that he
This is
had
painful.
a secret fetish for her consuming his cum. And he had been secretly mixing it into
Oh,
the
no.
cake batter for the pancakes he
No.
was making every weekend for her.
No, that's
Oh, that is so
And
fucked.
then
that's
getting off of
rapey
watching
as hell.
it.
That's so
Yeah.
So
fucked.
gross.
And it
I
turned out that
hate that.
It wasn't even this year's worth, but for years of them being together,
Oh
he's
my
secretly
Oh
been
god,
mixing it
I
into,
actually feel sick.
That's
Oh
disgusting.
my god.
to different foods and drinks that he was feeding to her, and then getting off on watching that for years.
I hate that.
Oh,
Also,
Yeah.
I think it makes it worse that it wasn't even fresh, but he's using this jar of like
Yeah.
year-old fermented. Like,
There's no way any
does
of it's
make it
good.
worse.
It's just all
It's
bad.
not good. It's just bad.
Like,
very bad.
if I'm secretly being fed cum, I'd at least want it to be like from that
Yeah,
day.
yeah, I want it to be from that
As
minute.
well. Like, if it's gonna happen, and I want to know that it's gonna
Oh,
happen.
well, yeah, but that's a
Yeah.
different
Well, I
topic.
mean, you're
I'm not-
asking a lot there, Keely. Jesus.
look, yeah, you'd want to know about it, but if you don't know about it, you'd at least hope that it's fresh and it's not a
Yeah.
year's worth
Yeah.
of like bacteria growing like.
Maybe
you
he was
know-
just trying to make kombucha.
Oh my god!
I hate everything about you, Monkey, but I also love it.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. That is the best short.
Oh my
If we can
God.
somehow set that up. That is so good. That's so funny. You're a funny man, Mikey. Oh my god.